One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
Oh man, the list is really long. I have great respect for John Solomon and what he does at CBS Sports. He's fast and he's accurate and he's on top of issues. Steve Berkowitz at USA Today does really good work. I like Dennis Dodd at CBS. I mean, the list, I could go on and on. The people who I have great respect for include like John Wertheim at Sports Illustrated, George Dorman, who's written for Sports Illustrated for a long time. I'm going to miss a million people. Don Van Natta, the whole team of the Outside the Lines team, those folks are phenomenal. I mean, they just continually do important work, whether it's on what they do with the NFL or college sports issues. I could keep going if you want, but there's a long list. There are a lot of talented people out there, and the competition is great. And I feel kind of every day that I'm fortunate to be able to write about college sports issues, to be in the same company and mentioned in the same breath as a lot of those folks. I don't know if it makes the job easier or harder. It certainly narrows the group of institutions you're thinking about. And as a reporter, you're always thinking, who do I know at those institutions and who do I know that other people don't know? And so one of my goals has always been to get to know not just the top folks, but people all throughout athletic departments, people on the front end who deal with, transfers from community colleges, whether they're folks in compliance or on the admission side. I just try to be source deeper, and that's one of the ways that I try to stay ahead of the competition, so to speak. I hope that I have value because I work and I try to be thorough and as thorough as possible. I may not always be the fastest with a story, but I hope that what we add and what the Chronicle does is memorable and that it's important and that it helps people do their jobs and understand this world that's important and growing and fast, and it's an interesting space. It kind of never strikes me that there's always something happening and there's always some bigger story out there you can tell. So it's an exciting time to be covering this. I think that our audience is super broad, and that while our mission isn't to write for the Auburn fan base, the stories get to the Auburn fan base, and so they have to be written with a sensibility so that you're not just writing a story. We're not the Chronicle for higher education, which would mean that we are writing for presidents and for leaders, how to do your job better. There are hopefully elements within our stories that will help them do their jobs better and understand their world better. But we are writing in a broader sense, and I think it's important to remember that we are the Chronicle of higher education, that we're not a mouthpiece organ, and we certainly, our goal is to make sure that our writing is accessible, our content is it's relatable on levels beyond just the ivory tower.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.